become so normal to feel anxious all the time that everybody around us is grumpy and negative because everyone is stressed. Everyone's stressing about something. And truly, the people who are the happiest and enjoy the life to the fullest are those who don't all the time spend their time thinking about unnecessary things. Hi, everybody, welcome back to Unveiling Thoughts with Astrid. So, today I'm actually going to dive into overthinking. So, how to quiet down the noise around you. It's not a disease. Many people make it sound like it's something that you self diagnose yourself with. Oh, I'm an overthinker. But actually, overthinking occurs in everybody and it happens all the time, whether you may realize it or not. Most of the time, why we say things like why we self diagnose ourselves with overthinking is because it can literally hurt our brain. If we suffer from it, it hurts. Nobody likes to overthink. And so today I'm just going to share a few steps on how I personally calm these noises down. So, starting with explaining a little bit where overthinking comes from. So, overthinking is really just stressing about some sort of specific thing that might happen, that might not happen, that is happening. It's thinking too much about something, right? So, usually this occurs in careers, relationships, friendships, anything really. It happens all the time with anything. And it can really be such a burden to us because it lets us not have any time to just be free, be silent, not think about something all the time. So there's obviously, techniques such as meditating, practicing breath control, doing sports, anything that is good for you that can quiet down your brain. But really, I think it's also very important to dive into the mental situation. So why this is happening to you. So really my whole podcast is about changing your perspective on life and trying to make it better. And this is something that is definitely going to make you feel better if it is executed with everything else that I'm saying in my videos. So, overthinking is basically made up of fear of failure, of not succeeding, or being scared, being insecure. Because if we were to have faith in everything that would happen, we would not overthink because our mentality would be everything is going to go as it should go, you know, everything is as it is, it's fine. There's no need to worry. And when we don't think that way, then we start to overthink. So I would say in our age, it is most common to overthink about future. So we overthink all the time about future, and I do this myself sometimes. It's hard not to, of course we think about where are we going to be, how are we doing enough. But really, I used to do this all the time. I used to overthink all the time until I started realizing that I just need to trust myself. When it comes to career, I think it has a lot to do with the fact that you have to be confident in what you're doing and that you're going to succeed and that there's no doubts around it, because then why would you overthink? There's really no reason to overthink in those cases. Then when I was younger, I think I was overthinking more in terms of love and how to find love. I literally just did a video last week about to not chase love, and this is exactly what I'm saying. When you're overthinking about love and things like this, it feels like everything's going wrong. You're going to make yourself a burden. It's going to be harder to live out your relationship if you keep overthinking. And this is something we all learn. It takes dedication, it takes a lot of thinking, and anti-thinking and processing things to really quiet down our minds. It's very normal. Like, I don't think anybody should feel like, oh, yeah, I'm an overthinker. It's like something's wrong with me. No. But you also shouldn't let that identify with yourself. So you shouldn't let that excuse you from having these problems in life. So, for example, if you're having a problem in a relationship at the moment and you go, "Yeah, well, it's not my fault that I'm an overthinker." It's not a disease. Like I said, it's something that we just call ourselves. And I think usually it's more about coping with a lot of our struggles and problems. Because if you really think about it, you don't have to stress about any of these things that you're stressing about. They will all go well. Everything will be fine. Everything will happen how it's meant to be. So there's really no reason to overthink this. So this next time you are overthinking, just take a deep breath and think, is everything going to be fine? Do I need to worry about this right now? If I can't fix this in 5 minutes, do I have to worry about it? If not, then no. Of course, some form of overthinking can also lead to positive outcomes. So, learning that So thinking back on something and learning, yeah, this is not something that I like doing. This is I don't associate this with myself. And you take from this and you go, I'm gonna change that. So overthinking can also be a positive thing. It doesn't always have to be a negative thing. However, if it consumes your mind constantly, then it may start to feel like a burden, like pain. Another thing is to practice getting away with something not being perfect. So, a lot of us are perfectionists and we want everything to go exactly how we want it to be. And to start practicing and realizing that not everything will be exactly how you expect it to be, to start letting go of those expectations and letting go of this perfectionist mindset, it will actually let you stop overthinking for a lot of these things. So, if you had plans on doing something, or you had a, let's say you were hosting a party and it's completely making you overthink, is anybody gonna come, is everybody gonna come, and it just, you're worried it's not gonna exceed your expectations, it's better to just say to yourself, whatever happens happens. If people come, if they don't, it's gonna be a good time no matter what. And when that happens, then you won't be as disappointed, because if you put yourself high expectations on everything that you do, and you expect, like, if I do this job I'm gonna get this, if I do this I'm gonna do this is just overthinking, because you don't know what's going to happen after. So it's better to just let go of that, to start embracing good enough. It's good enough, not that it has to be perfect. Not everything has to be exactly how you think it should be. And this is the same for if you do practices such as evening routines on gratitude, on what you're grateful for, writing down good things about your life, good things that you are experiencing, as well as what you want to achieve. This can also help you with gratitude, which will also help you stop overthinking. Because if you're grateful for everything, like I said, and you believe everything will go well, usually our mind rests. And there's no reason to stress over these other things. And again, this is the same for so many different things, for relationships, friendships, family, college, school, life in general. We overthink things all the time when there's really no need to. And that's why people are so stressed. People have normalized stress in our society. It's not that stress is an emotion, it's something that we just feel when we have anxious. It's become so normal to feel anxious all the time that everybody around us is grumpy and negative, because everyone is stressed. Everyone's stressing about something. And truly, the people who are the happiest and the most and enjoy the life to the fullest are those who don't all the time spend their time thinking about unnecessary things, being stressed. Because I think that as we go older, there's more reasons to be stressed, right? Everything around us, there's bills to pay, there's work to do, you have kids, everything feels like it's stressed. But if you just learn these techniques of self assurance, gratitude, slowing down your mind, taking time for yourself, breathing, it will ease your, not only your mind, but literally your life. You can have such a more peaceful future if you stop letting your mind all the time think. And that's also why, if you've ever practiced meditation, to these guided meditations, they always say, if a thought comes, acknowledge it and then let it go. It's because it's not wrong to think, but you should also learn how to just let it go away. Let that thought escape just for a little bit, so your mind can rest. Um Meditating is something that's very peaceful, very calming. I usually recommend it to people who are very stressed, because it can actually make you feel a lot more at peace. So I would really recommend that. I listen to some on YouTube, just guided meditation, 10 minutes, and overthinking goes away. Now, that is also more of a temporary solution, because if you just listen to the video and it goes away, then nothing's really being done except for that moment in time. You need to also then listen to what they're saying and learn to do that on your own time. So, for example, as a singer and I go and performing on stage, I always close my eyes and I breathe slowly, and I just try to think of a happy place, of a good thing, so I don't feel anxious going on stage, so I can enjoy it. Because, as I said, I'm human. Of course, we all get nervous, we all get anxious sometimes, but it can really consume our life if we do it all the time about everything. And now I will wrap up the video for today. Thank you very much for listening. I hope that this will help you calm down that noise that's in your head, and I will see you with another video next Sunday. Again, there is a link in my bio if ever anybody wants to request to talk to me personally about something that perhaps I've never talked about before, and I will see you next week. Thank you very much, guys.